Can dreams really come true? Can we decide our fate, our destiny? Here, everything is possible. It's time to conquer the world. From disaster to paradise. Welcome to Firescar. Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Let's Play Firescar. My name is Dave, and I'll be your host for this episode. As always, hello! Who is excited for Firescar other than me? Raise your hands. Okay, I don't see many, but I'm alone here. So, hi, welcome. This, everybody, is my single-player world. I'm introducing that because since the last time I've made an episode of this, a lot of people have subscribed to me. A lot of new people are now on this channel. And I'd like to introduce everybody to the heart and soul of my channel. So how do I introduce a ton of people to the core of my channel in general that have been here for like a month but have never seen this? Well, how about we do a world tour. A big part of this place is terraforming, if you couldn't tell by just looking at the place, but also things like the mountain that I'm standing on was not here before. All of that was here, but not the part that I'm standing on, which is why I'm starting up on this. Terraforming plays a big role on this map, big role in this series, and a big role in this place. When I first started this map, I spawned way over in that direction, a true spawn, and I immediately made my way over to here. I started this map, this Let's Play, with a place like this in vision. Kind of. Not really, but kind of. If you know me, you know that I don't really plan things out beforehand, so I had an idea for the style of this place. And I knew I wanted to have mountains on either side. There's another big mountain over on that side that's out of range at the moment. So I got here and I set camp right down there. Down there. Thing is, the mountain that I'm standing on didn't used to be here. So do the rivers over there. They didn't used to be here. That didn't used to be here. That didn't. None of that. None of that hill. This little spike used to be here, but all that is fake. More on that in a little bit, but to give you an idea of the scale of terraforming that I did at this place, I wanted to have a cool nether portal. So I built a giant nether portal and build a mountain all around it. The nether portal is off at the moment because somebody stepped on that pressure plate, but yeah. My nether portal is a little big, and to house it, I build a mountain around my nether portal. Yep, that's things I do. Starting from the plateau up here, I went out and I started building this little plateau and started building this building. That's the first building we put on this map. It's called the Vein, and it's supposed to be kind of a town hall slash pub slash inn tavern kind of thing, you know? Well, you would have conferences, but also it's a pub where people can go and people can sleep at the top. Stuff like that. The Vein. A first place. But just an inn slash tavern doesn't really make a whole place, right? So I went ahead and I built a few villager houses down there. You might notice that the styles are pretty different. This is kind of round and more of an organic shape, and this is more industrial looking. Well, that's on purpose, and it kind of has something to do with the backstory that I gave this place. A goal for me with this series was, and still is, to create a map that doesn't just look cool, and is cool to walk around in. It also has a backstory. And everything that I build, to some degree, I want to give a backstory. And really, This only has happened with this place so far, because this place takes a long time, and I am taking my time with this. I'm taking my sweet time with this, because I'm in for the long haul. But yeah, this place has a backstory that sounds a little like this. When the first settlers came through this land, they found a place quite strange, but beautiful. A giant ore vein ran through the valley we now call Iron Rivers. Shimmering in the sunlight, the vein seemed to be flowing down the mountain. Fascinated by the sight laying before them, they spoke this land holy and settled here. As time passed, people started mining the ore, and Iron Rivers grew important to supply Firescar with the precious metal. But the ore didn't last forever. As it depleted, the simple industry that evolved was abandoned. What was left were trenches, empty buildings, and a few families who live here still to this very day. Over time, nature claimed back what has been stolen, and rain filled the empty trenches, forming the stream that now defines Iron Rivers. Sometimes, when the sun has set and the moon rises, its light is reflected from the water. This beautiful sight must be close to what the settlers saw, and makes us understand why they settled right here in this very spot. With that little backstory, there were two parties introduced. One is the villagers, the settlers that live in these kind of houses. The other party are the industry people that don't have another name other than industry people. Feel free to suggest anything at any point, anywhere. Okay. The industry people have these kind of buildings, like the Alo vein is one of the industry people's houses. The smeltery down there is part of the industry, and the ruin over there. More ruins are to come. Also, that the crane over there, also obviously part of the industry. Then we have just houses here and there of the settlers that just live here still peacefully. Now, I share a lot of memories with this place. Although there only have been 60-some episodes of this, it's been literally years since I have been playing on this map, and most of the time probably was spent here. Remember first settling over there, starting to build this plateau, wall by wall, from the house, these houses, setting them up, building that little bridge up to there, terraforming all of this, starting over there, blowing things up, which was a lot of fun, by the way, carrying up a river over there, making my way over in that direction to find the end and fight the dragon, fighting withers, starting from over here, moving out to fight withers, trying to find a good way of having a cow farm that doesn't just look obnoxiously like a cow farm, and also trying to make this place a little bit more lively. I don't know if that actually worked. But yeah, now that you know a bunch of the backstory of this place, let's have a closer look of it. You might have noticed that I'm just standing around and talking. In keeping the style of the series, you'll get a closer look at this place in the following montage to some music. Enjoy! hope you enjoyed the view. There's lots more to come from this place. So, before we leave this place and head out to the next one, I quickly wanna show you something about the terraforming that I've done. So you might see that this is very straight, and all this is very flat. That's because all of this is artificial. So it's that, and that, and that. But I'll show you what I mean with saying this is artificial. I've filled everything in completely, except for this bit back here. So there was a river at the bottom of the mountain up there that we saw, and it didn't really fit in with the lore that I was reading off, right? So I decided to build a cover over the whole river. All of that is fake. Up to there, this bit is completely solid. Same with all of this. That was not at that height, and this was not this low. Everything back there was way higher. You could say I spent quite a lot of time. One thing that isn't actually solid is this thing, because below here, below the ale vein, is my storage. Which shows you something about how I work. I start decorating a place, and I get it to a point where it's acceptable, right? This is acceptable, not necessarily beautiful. It is useful. And then I got to this place and I'm like, yeah, that's enough, and I'm gonna fix this later. I never did. Never. If we follow this path outside of Iron Rivers, we will stumble upon a few different places. For example, I built this little hut over here as a woodcutter that has no purpose other than looking kinda cool. This is also the first thing that I built that has interior design on this map. This is the nicest place for quite a long time, actually. Although it's really not much, but it adds. I still plan on building a bunch more of this kind of stuff all around, so if you go around and explore this map, you should find a bunch of different things. At least, well, that's the idea. You might notice that I'm backtracking, because actually, the next place I want to show you is right in here. One place that, when I first built it, I was incredibly proud of. It's a 3-way mob farm, kind of. 3-way / 2-way / whatever way you want to see. And it looks pretty bad, but yeah, it has some functionality. So, I went caving below my place, I went quite a bit caving below Iron Rivers, and I found a skeleton spawner, which is in there, and I found a zombie spawner, which is in there. And I set up this mob farm so I can turn both of these spawner rooms on and off with these, right? You can see. Can switch that. And you can see like a piston change, like according to which state it in. You can see the redstone doing things, which I thought is kind of fun. Which is why I have the strip of glass all around. And there's also a darkroom spawner over there, which leads to this lava stream that just is there to get mob drops. Now I can also have the mobs. This is so loud. I can also have the mobs from the spawners, from the zombie spawner and the skeleton spawner, go into the lava blade, or I have them here with a very simple contraption where when I do this and then press this button, mobs get softened. I turned up the sound on my headphones, and it's so loud at the moment I can't stand it. Ugh. So bad. But yeah, with the lava blade, these get softened up and then wham! One hit. You know, the typical stuff. This is where I get all my chainmail armor from, by the way, which I'm currently not wearing because in the making of last episode, I think it was, I died like 4 times. Something stupid like that. And I lost all my gear. Following the path past the woodcutter, we will approach a build that I'm still very proud of. Namely, the lighthouse. There's so much red in this, there's granite used in this, and it just looks so good. Oh man, I really like this build. Attached to this amazing tower of redness is also a boat workshop and living quarters for the person living in the lighthouse. And in the back over there we can see Port Rest, a newer build, a newish build. New in terms of this series. We will have a closer look at both these places after I dramatically approach them, following the path a little further. The idea with the lighthouse was to introduce a third group of people. So besides the settlers from Iron Rivers and the industry people that also were living there, we now also have the tradesmen. The tradesmen are sailors that, well, they trade stuff. They get stuff from A to B via ship. They obviously have use for lighthouse and trading outposts such as these. Oh, that's a problem. And based on that, the idea of Port Rest was born. The iron from Iron Rivers was brought to Port Rest and supplied to all of Firescar from this very spot. Now you probably can see all the birch logs all around here. These are the paths that are supposed to be in Port Rest and that's supposed to line out the whole place. We got two styles of buildings that I want to build. These over there with the white clay, white stained clay, or white terracotta as it's called now, and the plain brick buildings. I actually always wanted to build buildings like this in Minecraft because I think buildings like this, big brick buildings, look really cool in real life, but the brick texture in Minecraft is just really bad. So I went ahead and actually made the brick texture darker, just so I can make builds like that. And then there are also the bridges in this place. Oh boy, do I like the bridges in this place. But other than all that, there's not much else to see in Port Rest as of now. Definitely have to work on this place. The next few places that I want to show are actually quite far away, so let's use the nether to travel. With all the terraforming that I've done, believe it or not, I'm constantly running out of dirt and out of stone. So, in order to prevent myself from running out of stone all the time, I went and I built this little place. Just a few huts, a little outpost, and a quarry. This is my quarry. Everything down here was at that level. Connected to over there, that level. I think it's roughly the same. Actually, probably that level. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, this is my quarry. I've mined out all of that stuff to get stone. Also, like a bunch of andesite, since I use quite a lot of it. Also granite. I haven't done much with the diorite just yet, but I use it here and there as a filler block or to mark things out. But yeah, I dug all of this stuff out. Mainly this area is for resource gathering, but I actually like how it looks, how there are different layers everywhere. The stairs and the ladders and stuff like that. And I really like these tiny houses. Although there isn't really much about them, they're nice. If I remember correctly... Oh god. Hey. When I came here, I didn't really take much with me, and for the whole duration that I was building back here, I never went back to get any supplies, so this place kind of grew self-sustained. That's the reason why there are like animals and here, donkey. And yeah, the farms in general. And these houses, they're mainly just storage. A lot of this is empty, because I'm actually using all of the stone. In here I have like the 3 stone types, and they're all everything is empty because I took all of this already. My comb with me. Huh. I put donkeys here. Oh yeah! Oh man, I remember when I wanted to have donkeys, okay? I think actually for this place I can move a bunch, as I can get mules and move a bunch of the stone back and forth through the nether. And I went on several donkey expeditions to get these guys here. Man, it was an adventure. I also built this house while I was here. I needed a new picks, so I built a little enchanting room in here. Also where one of my beds is. Kind of built onto the mountain. I quite enjoy this place. I like looking at it. Although I never spend much time here. And the animals are pretty noisy, but yeah, that's this place. We're currently pretty far north compared to everything else. And actually we're fairly close to the newest thing that I'm gonna show you today in this world tour. And that is my squid farm. Now, the squid farm still works. It's still 1.12 that I'm playing on, but with the new update, the water mechanics will change and my squid farm will break. That's the reason why I built it, the time that I built it. So I can store up some ink, save up some ink, before squid farms possibly don't work anymore, but there will be another block, probably, that will have the necessary things about them. Qualities? Sure. I'm not good with talking, flying around and looking for a place where I want to be. Right there. This is my squid farm. This squid farm obviously needs a build. The reason why I built it out here in the desert is, for one, there is not much water around, so all the squid spawns that we can have are in our farm. And also, I always wanted to build something in the desert. I never did, and now I have a reason, because I have to cover this thing up somehow. So, we do something here. That's really why I want to show this place to you. The farm itself works really easily. I had some cool fancy ideas on how to work these things, but they were based on game mechanics that no longer exist. So, that didn't work out. It's just a bunch of water blocks. I think all of those are actually water source blocks. So, if I ever have to remove that thing, I'm just leaving. All of this up there as water source blocks. I would have to remove every single block there. That wouldn't be fun. But yeah, I have quite some ink stored up. So if I'm ever in need of black concrete or stuff like that, I can get it here. The next place I want to show you awaits us at the end of this short nether tunnel that I built. It's my mansion, Dave's mansion, which was the biggest build that I have attempted up to that point, pretty much. If you don't count Iron Rivers as one build, then Iron Rivers would be bigger. But the biggest structure, like as a whole, is Dave's mansion. It's right there. Actually turned into the right direction. It's far from complete, like anything I do in Minecraft. Far from being complete. But this mansion idea actually evolved over several steps. And this is the current state of it. The first idea of why I wanted to build on this biome, I think that's the first thing I want to talk about, is that I have never built in a mycelium biome. So I wanted to change that. And the mansion idea, as I said earlier, is actually something that comes from... Oh man, let me think. 2011? 2012, maybe? I don't remember. I think 2012, somewhere around that. When I first started playing Minecraft, I had like a few designs of how to build a mansion. Or like how I would build my mansion. And it evolved, and there are a few key things in this that are still resembling that. For one is towers, which there will be 2 on here, really. One in the back and one in that corner. This bit is angled, that's one of the big steps, and it has a crazy shape that is different everywhere, and it's built around based on the segments that kind of repeat. That's the idea. As you can see, there is a whole lot of stuff to be done, but it's a pretty big build. It's a pretty big house. It says Dave right there. I don't actually like those banners. I'm gonna get rid of them. I don't know what to put there just yet, but maybe just my F banner and like the hourglass should do. Yeah, I think this build shows my build style pretty good, pretty well, with the repeating patterns, the weird shape, lots of gray. This is also a build where I'm using diorite, which not a lot of people like. Let's fly. But I actually quite enjoy it. In general, the building style over here is actually not that complicated. But it's complicated enough so it looks kind of fancy. If you take a closer look at it, you'll see all the things that keep repeating. This tower is one of the coolest things about this build, I think, once it's actually done. It's semi-attached, but it will be quite a bit bigger than the rest of the build. Then there also is the big window. Something that's also a recurring theme. Something that we will also see on the Vintagecraft server. The big main window over the main hall. When I first built this thing, I was so incredibly proud of it. I just threw some stuff together, and to some degree it looked to me like hands, like coming together and holding the rest up. I still think that's really cool. Yeah, this is my mansion. There are also a few more other things that are okay, kind of. Once again, I treated this place when I first got here kind of as self-contained. And I think I decided to only eat bread on this island, although there are mushrooms where you can get mushrooms too. But yeah, I made this little wheat farm over here that's kind of in steps, in layers. Which I think looks really cool. Been doing this kind of stuff since forever. But yeah, I really like how that looks. Also, the first time I used sea lanterns for anything, I actually made a speedrun kind of thing with the sea monuments when they first came out. There's one pretty close down there. I wanted to make a prismarine farm, but I don't actually use prismarine for anything. I am interested in using the lanterns, but I haven't done that yet. And I still have a bunch on stock, so I don't care enough, I guess is what I want to say. With the mushrooms on this island, they are kind of special, and I thought they kind of need something special for them, something to worship. So, all hail the Shroom of Mu. I'll build a mushroom back here. The grass on the Mycelium Islands, on the Mushroom Islands, is very green. It's green as grass, just like with the jungle biomes. So I think that's pretty neat. It looks all mystical. Magic. Believe it or not, but this almost concludes our world tour. There's, I think, only one more place that I want to show you that is kind of new and that you will see in the future, for sure. There are also a few other places that I'm not going to show you in this world tour because I don't have coordinates to them and I don't know where they are exactly. So I would have to go and watch videos and see if I can find any clues or any coordinates to those. I don't really want to do that. The idea with a few things that I've built is that you find them by stumbling upon them. One in particular, the Tree of Sight, which you can see being built in like all of its glory in one episode. And yeah, that build in particular, I've been stumbling upon that every now and then, and it's pretty cool to have something like that. I'm just flying around and I think, oh hey, I kind of know this place, and then bam, giant tree on a spike of land. Pretty neat. There also are buildings left from the donkey expeditions that I mentioned earlier, where I found the donkeys. I built small huts there too. And I have no clue where they are. But technically, if you were to fly around, you could find them. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of fun. What I'm currently looking for is my... can think of it. Which farm? Which farm are you talking about? Which farm? I built it somewhere around here. Okay, there's the mountain. Pentis Mountain is the swamp where I built it. So first time for me building a witch farm. And it worked out pretty good, pretty functional. But it's not decorated yet, which is why I'm talking about that you will see this place in the future for sure. So I don't just want to have this woody mess in a giant sea. I want to make this thing look cool, and I also want to put a creeper farm on top of this. Since I'm actually clearing out all of this stuff and make it to get good spawns here, might as well use that for something else. Like a creeper farm, so I can have lots of firework and lots of explosives and TNT. At first I was thinking about if I actually want to build a perimeter, like dig everything out to a 1 below sea level and then flood it. And I decided to do so for the very reason that I always need stone. So now I have a good supply of stone and I probably shouldn't run out that fast. I also have a bunch of dirt that I can use for terraforming. And that's kind of the reason why I'm not going back to the quarry much anymore. I don't need it. But yeah, if you haven't seen this design, it's by Ilmango, I think it was. It uses slime blocks and some leaves. It's pretty cheap but fairly effective. And dropping the witches down to here, and everything gets sorted. It's the first time for me building an item sorter as well. All pretty fancy. And I think I actually have quite the amount of gunpowder. Don't think I ever had this much gunpowder in the world. As I have over here. You can see that I used some. Also for clearing out the place outside. believe it or not, but that's already all of it. I'm pretty sure. All of it from 68 episodes, I think it is now. I don't know how many months, how many years the first episode was ago. Let's quickly have a look at how much time I actually spent on this map. 26.16 days, so almost a full February in time. And I don't AFK much, so there you go. I do have an AFK fishing farm, I should say, but I never added running through several nights or something like that. Tend to spend my time pretty effectively. But yeah, there you go. That's really close. Oh, well then. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're as hyped as I am for things that are to come. If you have any suggestions or any questions about this, feel free to leave them. Thanks for stopping by the way. Very much appreciate that. We will work on this map from now on until forever. I don't think I'll ever stop with this. I think the day I'll stop with this will be the day I either get completely sick of Minecraft or I stop with YouTube. One of the two. If none of these things happen, this map will always live. I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me up to that, though. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you check back with me next time. Next episode, video, stream. Whatever it will be. And until then, see ya.